Here's a deck profile on my Crystal Beast deck. Deck list will be in the description box below. There's let's see, we got 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, 1800 beater. Whenever you summon, pull a Crystal Beast from your hand, deck or graveyard, and put in your spell and trap card zone, making most of your spells active and pulling what you need for your Rainbow Ruins and getting, carbuncle so you can swarm the field. Then we got 3 Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger. Becomes 2000 beater when he attacks an opponent's monster. Then we got 3 Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth. Basically, whenever an opponent attacks one of your Crystal Beast monsters, you can switch to this guy and save your Carbuncle or Sapphire Pegasus. Then we got Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. He's a guy that when he's special summoned, he can basically pull all your Crystal Beasts from the spell or trap card zone and summon them. So basically he's a swarmer. He's needed, to use with Crystal Beacon. He's also used for all kinds of other effects that's needed. Then we got Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. He's a 2000 defender basically, and when you attack with one of your monsters, you can basically switch one of them into defense position if needed. Then we got Kuraz, the light monarch. He can be used for either way by blowing up once he's triggered, basically whenever he's summoned or special summoned, he can destroy like 2 of your cards. So basically your 2 Crystal Beasts in the spell tracker zone to draw 2 more cards, or if you need to destroy one of your opponent's monsters if really necessary, but I just use it on my own, draw cards, then put them in the spell tracker zone and sometimes use it again if necessary, but it's usually I use mostly rare value and abundance to wreck the field. Then we got Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings. Basically when there's 3 or more face-up continuous spells, which the Crystal Beasts become when they're destroyed, you can basically special summon this. It's got 1900 attack, 2600 defense. When it basically damages your opponent discards 1 and you get to draw 1. And then I can send up in the field, the graveyard, you can send one of your face-up spell cards to special summon this. So it's definitely needed. 2600 defense when necessary, 1900 attack and gain advantage. Then get 2 crystal releases. Mostly just hook them on Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth, but the main effect, the secondary effect basically is what I use it for, to grab a Crystal Beast from my deck and put it in my spell or trap card zone, just to fill it up so I can get more of all these spell cards active, Abundance and Rainbow Ruins and whatever else. And Crystal Beacon, basically, there are 2 more Crystal Beast cards, spell and trap card zone, special summon the Crystal Beast from your deck. So you use it with Pegasus to get more of your Crystal Beasts and thin your deck out to put in the spell or trap card zone, or get Carbuncle to swarm. There's 3 of those guys. Then we got 2 Crystal Promise. Send a Crystal Beast for your spell and trap card zone and special summon it. So that would be mostly, Carbuncle again or Sapphire Pegasus. Then we got Crystal Blessing, basically, select up to 2 Crystal Beasts in your graveyard and put them in your spell and trap card zone to make mostly everything else active, especially with Abundance. So then we got the Abundance, the kill card, basically. Basically you got 4 Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone. You can send all cards, you can fill the graveyard, then special summon as many Crystal Beasts from your graveyard with how many opponents' cards you sent to the graveyard. So basically you rip their field and then you special summon what you need in the swarm and kill. Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, pretty much one of my favorite, the best card I've seen so far. There's more coming out, but as far as I've seen, probably one of the best field spells. It's got 5 effects. They all are, when how many ever Crystal Beasts are in your spell and trap zone. You can make it so it doesn't get destroyed by a card effect when you have 1. Then when you have 2, once per turn, you can half the battle damage you take. Then 3, basically you can send 1 Crystal Beast. When you have 3 of them, you have to have at least 3. So basically you need like 4, and then send 1 out to negate a spell or trap. 4, during your main phase, you just draw a card, which is one of my favorite effects. And then once per turn during your main phase, when you got 5 of them, select 1 Crystal Beast, spell trap code, and special summon it. So that would be like, mostly just Carbuncle. So then you can swarm the field again when you need to. terraforming to make sure you actually get a Rainbow Ruins. 2 rare value because I found that when you do 3, sometimes it becomes a dead draw and then I can't even use it. So, you know, your opponent, when you have 2 or more in your spell or trap card zone, your opponent selects one of them and then you send it to the graveyard and you draw 2 cards. So basically your draw engine, that's what you need. This deck usually needs more draw than anything else. Then we got Monster Reborn, you know, to summon, you know, Carbuncle again to swarm, or Pegasus, or sometimes even Kuraz if necessary. Reckless Greed, basically more draw power, you know, draw 2 cards, and then during the next 2 draw phases don't draw. So basically, it's basically cards you really need at the time, so just draw it. So basically you drop down 2 Reckless Greeds, activate, chain them to each other, and then what happens is you can actually draw after your next 2 turns. They don't stack, so, you know, you get actually 4 cards when you put 2 down, activate, chain, and then you get to actually draw on your 3rd draw phase after you activate this, instead of like 4 draw phases of the stack. I chose this card because, you know, I got 9 targets, so 9 beast targets, so that would be like Pegasus, Tiger, and Mammoth. Basically, you know, you select one face-up beast type monster you control, and one monster your opponent controls. Destroy your monster, and then return your opponent's monster to the deck. You know, mostly I just use this against cards that are a problem. Like they'll go from the field to graveyard and activate their effect. I can use it off of that, or if there's a problem, some monster's stronger, and you just send it right back, or whatever you gotta do to get rid of your opponent's monsters. Basically, when it destroys it too, you can just send your Crystal Beast to the spell or trap card zone, which makes this actually multifunctional because then it makes all your spells active again. Yield Stealing. I haven't used this card in a while, but I'm trying it out. It actually works quite well. You know, when there's 4 monsters on the field or more, destroy all face-up monsters. So, you know, you can swarm, blow up, and then the sun goes crazy, and you start getting taken down again. You just Needle Stealing it and wipe everything out, and then you can basically just put all your stuff in the spell trap card zone and swarm again when you get your cards necessary. So basically, in the future, I'm going to be running the Exceeds, like, you know, these are all 4-star levels, so I'm probably going to be running like number 39 Emperor Hope with that, and then, you know, the 3 stars, which are these 2 over here. I'm probably running Gurrensaurus, I think it's called, and there's probably like, I think 3 more coming out to their 3-star Exceed monsters. I guess they're called ranks now. And yeah, any comments, suggestions on how to improve this deck? I think I might do a Dark Hole. Replace one of these guys over here for a Dark Hole, and then I don't know, maybe play around with Reckless Greed and change that, because sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad, so have to figure it out. Alright, so any comments, suggestions for how to make this deck better, and thanks.